Libra, hello there, my beautiful friends. We're going to do your general tarot reading for early September 2024. Thank you so much for joining me today. You know, I appreciate each and every single one of you. So let's get right down to business as always and start you off with an oracle card here, just so we could dip our toes in the energy and see what's happening for the lovely Libras. Hope you're all doing fabulous and fantastic, my friends. Let's get it going. Guides and Spirit Team, talk to me about the Libra Collective in early September. What energies, messages, and insights do we have for our good friends? And we're getting very, very close to your birthday season, so I hope you're all getting ready. Yeah, we're just going to take a real quick look at this first card, then we'll get into the full reading itself. And at the very end, I'll pull you a bonus card from the Shadowland Tarot, just to see what might be in the shadows or what shadow work you can lean in on, which is always interesting. Let's get it going here. Let's rock and see what we got for the Libras, please. Let's get this first card out nice and quick, my good friends. What is happening? Oh, okay. That one, like, hang on. It almost came out, then it popped out. I only read jumpers, by the way, if you're new. And we have Little Red Riding Hood showing up here for you, my friends. Now, don't get too nervous about that imagery. I don't take this as like a super literal, like, hey, someone's watching you type of vibe. It could be a huge card of focus, and there's a lot of little nuance to this energy as well. Before we fully dive into it, though, if you're new here, I'll be speaking about the September subscriber surprise towards the end, so you might want to check that out. And also, if you could kindly illuminate that like button by tapping it right on its third eye, you know, I'd greatly appreciate it. But enough of the promo, into the reading. Let's talk more about this card. So I'm sure most people out there have heard of the tale of the Little Red Riding Hood, and that's kind of encapsulated within this card. We see Riding Hood right there in the center. The wolf is behind her, kind of like watching her moves and stuff like that. So of course we could pull a Page of Swords type of energy. And I don't always like to lean into that message too much, but sure, maybe there is someone that has you under the microscope, or you feel like someone is keeping tabs on you in one way or another. Maybe there's a situation that you're keeping tabs on. That's very possible as well. But the main thing I always pick up with this card, it's similar to the King of Wands to me because it represents focus. What are you looking at, or what are you focusing a lot of your energy on? Are you hyper-focused on one thing? Are you spreading your focus out? Are you too scattered? Are you too hyper-focused? It could be things like that as well when this is here. So Spirit might want you to take stock of the things that you're putting your attention towards. Your attention and intention, both. So we're just going to leave it at that. But yeah, of course, there might be some watching going on with that card. So we'll just leave them over there. They could handle their business. Let's get into tarot. And I always say the first card doesn't make or break the reading. It's just a little footnote. So let's shuffle it up here. Let's get you 3 cards in the upright. Then we'll get into that intuitive juiciness. What do we have for the beautiful Libras here in early September? Guys, and while we get this deck shuffled up and ready to go, let's talk about last week's reading. Very positive reading last week. Very claimable from front to back. The reading was titled A Surprising Win, so I hope you had one. Now, I always say wins come in all different shapes and sizes, whether it's monetary, whether it's emotional, whether it's romantic, you name it. There's so many different ways that you can collect those wins. And hopefully that energy bleeds over for a couple weeks, because there could be one that you're going to collect that you don't see coming. So let's see what energy shows up this week. As you know, energy is very fluid, never set in stone. So only take this how it hits for you, because we could be seeing your vibe or someone that you're linked to. Let's get it going. 3 cards for my beautiful Libra friends, please. What's going on? Very quick. High Priestess. Okay. It's always peculiar when we start off with the High Priestess, because she could be a little shrouded. But there's also something here about intuition. We're definitely going to have to take a very close look at her. Let's get a couple more. What do we have here for Libra? Thank you. 8 of Swords. A little stress-induced. Get one more here. I don't want to speak on it too much just yet, but both of these cards have like a little shrouded, mysterious type of energy to them as well. It's like some unknown factors. Okay, we have the 5 of Wands here on the back end. Okay, so watch out for tension in this time. That's one thing I want to say right now, Libra, before we even get into like the more in-depth meanings, because there's a really strong tension right here on the back end. So we're going to see how it all plays out. Let's go through. I'll give you some of the classical meanings and archetypes, then we'll get into that juicy intuitive stuff. But at first look, first glance, elementally, we have an interesting mix. We're starting off with some water. Then we get into the air and fire. And I always say these back end energies could be a little combustible. And that's why, to me, it feels more of like a tension building, or a tension that you might be holding right now. And we're going to have to look at it, because these 2 cards are a bit challenging, but we're just going to have to see how it all plays out. Whatever will be, right? So let's go through piece by piece and really start to build this out, because this High Priestess can mean so many different things. Same with all the other cards. So let's start there. Position number 1, the High Priestess. Now, she is one of my favorite cards. She is the matron of psychics, intuitives, tarot readers. She could represent your relationship with spirituality, your spiritual beliefs, things that you're channeling your energy into, ritual, things of that sort. Very good divine feminine energy here normally. Notice that she is in a nice place of balance. And the positives of her, she could represent your intuition, your empathy. For a lot of Libras in this time, you might be taking on the tensions of those around you. So whether it's certain situations you're in where it just has you feel intense, or the people around you, it's just a super, I don't know why I can't let go of that energy still. I'm feeling a strong tension here. But the High Priestess, aside from the empathetic energy that you might be extra heightened in this time, whether you have the natural gift, whether you lean into it or whether you don't, like to me, it's like outside influences could be affecting you in a big way with her here. Now, the challenge of her, although she is balanced, she could be a card of secrecy. The High Priestess is a card of sacred knowledge, but she's not speaking about it. She's not telling. So whether this is secrecy, whether this is hidden energy, unexpected, surprising, you name it. We saw it last week with the surprising win. So hopefully this is going to be a positive for you. But she's not really talking about something. Whether it's something on her mind, like, we're going to have to explore that further. For some of you, if you're connected to a water sign, Pisces, Cancer, Scorpio, that could be them. Now, moving to the center, we have the 8 of Swords. And you see this image here, and there's positive to this as well. And it's a person, they're hoodwinked, they're blindfolded, they're bamboozled. They are within a whole circle of swords. This is one of my cards of anxiety, stress, nervousness, somebody that is like very heightened. And I was picking that up here with her. Now I'm picking it up in the center. All of this energy is heightened and tense. Not saying that you're going to have a very tense week. This could be a very specific situation that unfolds. But when I see this, it could be someone feeling trapped, feeling like, oh, well, what do I do now? What can I really do about this? So it could represent problems or situations that are tough to deal with. Now, the positive of this card, to me, is that it's something that can be resolved quickly. As fast as it happens is as fast as it moves out. Like, this is a freeing, liberated type of energy as well. So for some of you, maybe you could claim that energy where you feel like you're releasing a burden of some sort. That could be really nice. But yeah, it's also like very heightened, very nervous, and we're going to want to take a look at it for sure. So, and watch out for the overthinking when the 8 of Swords is in the mix. Now, as we put her down next to the High Priestess, going to talk about the 5 of Wands. You don't really have to be an expert in tarot to understand what this card means. I say it every time. We have 5 people, they're beating each other up with sticks. They're going to war, they're battling here. Now, this also has positives. I will say this, the positive of the 5 of Wands is somebody that can get through the problems, the situations, the roadblocks. They have a lot of determination. It doesn't matter what you put in front of them, they're going to like barrel through it or get around it in one way or another. Sometimes this could represent, again, a problem or a test that Spirit's putting in front of you. The 5 of Wands could also be aggressive. It's another heightened, tense type of energy. So you see how this is all mixing together. So whether this is you or somebody else, is just, it feels very, very tense. That's the best way I could put it. I know I've said it like 50 times already, but the energy is just coming through in that fashion. Watch out for conflicts in this time. Now, this could also be internal conflicts as well. But I do say this fiery energy, especially with air, it's very explosive, where something could pop off here. Now, hopefully that would be in a good way for you, but we're just going to have to see what's up. So we're going to put that 5 of Wands down right there. I want to dive deeper on all of it, Libra, so let's do it. Let's jump in and clarify. Okay, let's get a good shuffle here. What do we have for my good friends? What do we got for the Libras? And yes, this is where I go intuitive with the message, which means I just tell you how it feels to me. So feel free to do further research or rely on your base knowledge of tarot, because as you know, every single reading is about the reader's interpretation, and I'm just giving you mine. Let's go in on the High Priestess. And yes, if you're a reader yourself, please feel free to play along. That's why the box is here. If you're feeling any messages you want to give to Libra, you could drop it in the comments. I don't mind at all. Okay, High Priestess time. Why is she here? Thank you. Hanged Man. Okay, so watch out for feelings of being stuck. And I'm also getting this watching energy again. Okay, because I will say this about the Hanged Man. Virgo energy, it also links to Scorpio and my personal connections to it. But when I see the Hanged Man, I think of somebody watching a situation. analyzing it, not making much physical action. So I can say this for a portion of you, and I've been seeing this in other signs in recent weeks. There might be somebody, like we saw in the very beginning, that is watching your moves, keeping tabs. Now, for some of you, this could be a situation that you're quietly watching. All this tension and stuff, you might be watching from the outside looking in. Or there could be a situation you're keeping very tight tabs on, like, okay, I'm just waiting to see how this turns out. That's just the biggest way it's presenting itself to me. Like with the high priestess, the shrouded, and the hanged man, it's like somebody watching from a distance or just seeing how something goes. There's a strong cautionary energy to it as well. Now, I did also say watch out for feelings like feeling stuck or feeling like something's not going somewhere. That could very well be part of the situation here. But I want to see how everything else plays out, because I've been saying it since the very beginning that I've been feeling this tension here, like something's bubbling up, like something's getting cranked up. So we're going to see how it goes. But there's definitely somebody keeping tabs on something. That's for sure with what I'm seeing here on the front end. So we're just going to leave it at that. We're going to leave it at that. So let's keep moving. Let's see what's up. Let's see why that Eight of Swords is here. I don't really want to feed too much energy into that, especially since we had Red Riding Hood in the beginning. We already went through that message, but it's presenting itself twice. Okay, so for some of you, if that wasn't ringing a bell, if that wasn't hitting, something could come up this week that you should pay very close attention to. So let's go in on that Eight of Swords. Why is that Eight of Swords here? Thank you. Two of Swords, another hoodwinked type of card. Notice they kind of look like the same exact person. They're both like hoodwinked and bamboozled. This to me feels like somebody racking their brain about something. So if you're cool, if you're relaxed, if everything's fine and you're a nice balanced Libra in this time, this could be somebody you're connected to where it's like they're racking their brain about something. It feels very, very stressed, anxious, and nervous here in the center, because both of these cards mean that literally, and I don't even have to go intuitive with what it's making me feel. Now, these could be separate energies, and I just want to say again, just like this vibe, I don't feel like it feels super trapped or anything like that, but I feel like people are influencing your energy even if you don't realize it. Doesn't mean you're acting on it, but like if you are feeling these tensions, these heightened energies, heightened tensions, it's probably because your intuition is trying to tell you something, or it's like the heightened senses, the heightened sensitivity, it's making you feel things on a deeper level. But if this isn't you, yeah, the Two of Swords, another one of my biggest cards of mystery here, another blindfolded individual, just like the Eight of Swords, and to me it's just extremely on edge. Okay, so if that's not you, it's somebody else where their mind is just going. Let's keep moving forward. We're not going to linger here either. It is what it is. So we do have a couple of little warnings here, my friends. We do. Let's see what's up with that Five of Wands. I mean, it could be about focus. If there is something that's stressing you out that much, maybe you should try I don't want to say avoid it, but you might want to just try to put it out of mind for a little bit. Like try not to focus on something so much, because it's only going to stress you out more. Let's go in on that Five of Wands. Then we'll do a quick recap for the shadow. So why is the 5 here for my lovely Libras? Totally different vibe from last week, my friends, that's for sure. All right, cool. So at least we do have a happy ending here. We have the Ten of Pentacles underneath the Five of Wands. So just know if you are going through various problems, stressors, situations in this time, they are pretty much temporary. That's like how this plays out to me. Now, the Ten of Pentacles, I will give this warning for some of you. Watch out for tensions and issues within the family unit or with family members, all right? Because with the Five of Wands, Ten of Pentacles, it could be like family members or people who are like family that are just like fighting like cats and dogs. So try your best not to feed into any like family or home drama. But the main thing I was picking up, like all this energy in the front end, the stress, like it will pass and it can go in your favor, believe it or not. The Ten of Pentacles is one of the best cards in the whole entire deck. This is level up type of energy. It's win-based. It's victorious. So when I see the Five of Wands, somebody with a lot of determination, so maybe you just need to recognize and realize that you just need to get through this. Whatever this is to you, you just need to get past this, or you just need to get through this, because on the other end, we have this Ten of Pentacles. So I feel like this is a happy ending to it, or a good result. So whatever it is that might be amping you up, or whatever it is your person might be amped up about, I feel like there's a nice ending to it. Okay, because tens do represent endings as well, but to me, it's more of a happy ending. And with the Five of Wands, it's like, all right, this is a speed bump. This is a test of some kind. it's not permanent. That's the one thing I just want to keep stressing. Like this, there's not a permanence here. So let's go through and do a quick recap, Libra. I know like there's a lot of trying energies here, and there's a tension I've been picking up since the beginning. So if you look here in the box before we get into the shadow card, position number 1, we have the High Priestess with the Hanged Man in the upright. Now, I did say this could be somebody like watching and analyzing. So whether it's someone watching your moves, or maybe you're watching something from a distance, trying to keep tabs on it, like, all right, well, maybe I won't get involved, but I'm going to keep an eye on this. If that's something that's not happening right now, just know there could be a situation that pops up that Spirit might want you to take, like keep a distance from it, but keep an eye on it. Like that's how it's showing up. There is watching happening. Moving to the center, we have the 8 of Swords with the 2 of Swords in the upright. Very similar, very stressed and anxious, nervous type of energy. Someone who's like racking their brain. So if that's not you, it could be someone you're connected to where they're going through a pretty tough one here. But it's on edge. Like, I don't know why this energy is so on edge. I've been feeling that since the beginning. So do with that what you will. Onto the back end, and it's like I've been feeling a tension rising, and it will burst forth in a good way. We have the 5 of Wands with the 10 of Pentacles, card of happy endings here. I will say this, for some of you, watch out for tensions or issues within the family, people you might be related to, or people that are like family, because there might be a lot of bickering going on. But the main vibe I'm picking up here is that, all right, whatever situation has been presenting itself, there's not a permanence to it, and it will turn to your benefit at some point. So please take a screenshot of that. Let's see what's in the shadows. Let's see what's in the shadows for Libra, please. Gods and spirits. And yes, I always like to pull one shadow card at the very end just to see whether it's something within you or something you don't quite see. Shadow cards don't always have to be a challenge. They could be a good thing too. Let's get you one. Oh, and yes, if you've made it to this point in reading, please feel free to check out channel memberships. I'll put a link for it in the comments below. It's a beautiful way to support the channel, and I have much love for all my channel members. Okay, let's get this shadow card out. What do we have here? Thank you. Okay, 5 of Swords. Interesting that we had the 5 of Wands. We had a lot of sword energy. Now, the 5 of Swords, it could present itself in a lot of different ways. In the positive sense, in regards to what we've been seeing, the 5 of Swords is a good card of having determination and not giving up on something, which could be really good and beneficial, especially if you're going through some situations like we've been seeing within the spread itself. But the 5 of Swords can also be a warning. This could represent certain individuals that could be a little selfish. Worst case scenario, narcissistic individuals that you may have links to. So Spirit could be telling you, like, all right, well, keep a distance from that here. If there's someone you're connected to that is extremely, extremely self-centered, you might want to keep a little distance when this card is in the mix, the 5 of Swords. But it, as a shadow, it could also represent the things that we've been picking up, like a certain tension that could be bursting forth in one way. Although I feel like the outcome is positive, this 5 of Swords, it's something to watch out for, specifically if you have dealings with people that are self-centered or just out for number one, okay, in an unhealthy way. So we're just going to put that right there, Libra. That's what I have for you this week, my friends. Don't click away just yet, though. I'm going to give you the details of the September subscriber surprise. If you would like to book a personal reading with me, you can check out my digital calendar at my website, mastermetaphysics.com. But for the September subscriber surprise, I'm giving away 2 copies of one of my favorite decks of all time, the beautiful Wizard's Tarot. It's gorgeous and it works great. So if you'd like to get your name in for this, it's 2 simple things. As always, my friends, first, you must be subscribed. And second, let me know down in the comments, where would you like to go for your dream vacation? What are you manifesting? Let me know. Let's bring it to fruition. You'll be entered to win. And at the end of the month, the winners will be announced in the community tab. As always, my friends, much love, and I'll see you again.